this project you will need a measuring tape, scissors, yarn of your choice, a hook that is suitable for the yarn that you are working with. For my yarn size, I need a 5mm hook and darning needle. First things first, we're going to make our starting chain. Into chain, we yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, and so on. For my size, I need 65 chains. If you're making a size that is bigger or smaller than mine, your stitch count will be different from mine. So if you need, for example, smaller than or bigger, it doesn't matter, but how you count is you start with 13 chains, then you add 12 more, then add additional 12 until you reach the length that you want, and at the end also don't forget to chain 4 more chains. Okay, so here's my 65 chains, which measure around 44 centimeters. So we just made our base of the top, and we will make our top from the bottom up. So let's move on to our first row, and for that we are going to make double crochets. After you make your additional 4 chains at the end, you skip 4 and you make a double crochet into the 5th. To make a double crochet, you insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, then you again yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. And this row will consist of groups of 11 double crochets, chain 1, you skip 1, and again 11 double crochets. So now you just made your first double crochet of the 11 double crochets, and you will now make 10 more 11 crochets. 10 double crochets, because you have 1, so you only need 10 of them to form a group of 11, right? So now we're just going to make double crochets. I hope you know how to make them. If not, then make this video slower and learn how to make them. At this point we have our 11 double crochets and we're counting them, so we are sure that we have 11 because this is important, and we chain 1, skip 1 stitch and make a double crochet into another. And now we will have our first double crochet and we're going to make another 10, so we have 11 in total, before we chain 1 and skip 1 stitch and make another 11 double crochets. At the end, no matter what size you're making, if it's 65 chains or it's another number, you need to end this row with a chain 1 and a double crochet into your last stitch, like I just did. Before moving on to the next row, we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and we will start our row 2. Always we make 2 chains at the end, and this chain 2 counts as our first double crochet. Our second row, it will be a repetitive row. On this row we're going to have a stitch that is called triple crochet. If you can make a double crochet, you surely can learn how to make a triple. So we start our row with a chain of 2 that counts as our first double crochet. And now we make 2 more double crochets, so we have 3 in total. Second double crochet we place into the space from the previous round, and third one we place on top of double crochet from the previous round. Now we make 3 chains. we will skip one stitch and make a treble into the next one. And to make a treble, you yarn over twice. We're going to skip the next stitch and place a treble crochet into the next one. So we skip this one, and to this one we insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, and we made our first treble. Now go ahead and make 3 more treble crochets. Don't forget to skip one stitch before you place your treble. Okay, and yeah, we make 4 treble in total. Now I'm making the third one. I just did the third one, and we need 1 more treble, so we yarn over twice. You see I made 3 of them. I skip one stitch, and into the next one I place my 4th treble crochet. After this we chain 3 again, and we yarn over once, so we will make a double crochet into the stitch before the space, a 1 double crochet into the space, and again 1 double crochet into the double crochet from the previous row, and we have 3 in total. So simply second row will consist of 3 double crochets, chain 3, 4 treble crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. And now, to make sure you understand what I mean by that, at this point we are going to make chain 3, then 4 treble crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Yeah. And now moving on to the third row, we chain 2 at the end of our work and turn to start the third row. Start of the third row will be the same as the start of our second row, 3 double crochets on top of previous 3 double crochets. And then we also going to chain 3. And what's different between third and second row is we are not making treble crochets in this row. We are making single crochets instead of treble crochets. So we are going to make 1 single crochet on each treble, on top of each treble crochet from the previous row. So we have 4 single crochet, and after 4 single crochet we make chain 3, and again 3 double crochets on top of previous 3 double crochets. So now, as we did 3 chains, now we are going to make single crochet, and we find our treble and we place 1 single crochet on top of the treble. Then we go into the next treble and make single crochets into all of the treble crochets that we have, which is 4 of them. After 4th we chain 3 and we yarn over and make double crochets on top of double crochets. So we make 3 double crochets now. And from now on we are going to repeat everything we just did. We will chain 3 and repeat this process. At the end of this row, as always, we make chain 2, turn our work, and start our 4th row, which will be the same, exactly the same as the 3rd row. So just repeat the 3rd row on row 4. So start with 3 double crochets, chain 3, 4 single crochets on top of previous 4 single crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. This is how your work should look like after you made 4 rows. Row 5, we'll start with our, as always, chain 2. We will make 3 double crochets as we did before, and this row will contain treble crochets again, but it will be different from row 2, and I will explain you the difference. 3 double crochets, we make chain 1 and not 3 as we did before. Yeah, and we will place 4 treble crochets right on top of single crochets we did on the previous row. And after each treble we need to chain 1. After the 4th treble crochet we also chain 1 and not 3 as we did on row 2. This is the difference. We chain only 1 after the 4th treble and we make 3 double crochets as we did before on top of double crochets. So you can see I made just chain 1 after each treble. And now what we left to do is chain 1 and make 3 double crochets on top of double crochets. And now repeat this process until you reach the end of this row. This is how your work should look like after you finish row 5. After row 5, we again make row 1. So to make row 1, chain 3 and place a double crochet not into the second but into the third double crochet from the previous round because we need to form a space. And from now on we are going to make 1 double crochet into each treble crochet from the previous round and also into the chain 1 space. So first space that we are going to put our double crochet is here that I'm working in and into on top of the treble crochet, right on top of the treble crochet, place double crochet and in each treble crochet and also each chain 1 space. We make 11 double crochets between spaces. After you make your 11th double crochet, you need to chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 double crochet and place double crochet into the next one. And from here you repeat your 11 double crochets you made your first one, so you will need to make 10 more from the place that I stopped. Okay, and repeat these rows until you have the length that you want and you need to stop on row 1. And my top is now reaching the length of 40 centimeters and we will work on the neck opening part. For that we will count same number of stitches for both sides and we will work 2 rows for shoulder part. I marked 20 stitches for both sides. And now I will work as always a second row before I reach my marker. And we make the second row as we normally would, just start with 3 double crochets, chain 3, 4 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 double crochets. And I reached my marker. When I made my second treble crochet, I am turning my work. I also did a chain 1 before turning and now in the same stitch I will make a single crochet and I make this row as I would normally do the third row until I reach the end, and when I'm at the end I will fasten off and cut the yarn and repeat the same process on the next side so it's the same. And this is how I make our front panel. Moving on to the back panel, mark the exact same stitch number as you did for front panel, and we will start by making the 5th row here until we reach the marker, and this row is just making 3 double crochets, chain 1, treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet, and so on until we make 4 treble crochets. You make that until you reach the marker, and when you reach the marker you just make 4th row as we did before, and it will be just single crochets into treble crochets, 3 chain before 3 double crochets. If you don't remember how to make this row, go ahead and play this video where I explain this part. Do not fasten off when you're at the end because we will connect front and back panel together. To join two sides together, you can use whatever technique you are comfortable with, and I'm going to slip stitch them together. If you are not comfortable with slip stitches, you can sew them together, you can use single crochets, whatever you wish. But to slip stitch them together, we are going to use not both loops of stitches, but only the back loops as I am showing you. So don't go into the V's, go only into the one loop of each stitch and make a slip stitch. Don't leave any stitches behind, just slow and comfortable speed. So you can see me finding those stitches. Just make sure you don't leave any behind because you will have to frog your project, which is not a fun situation to be in. When you're at the end, chain one and fasten off, cut your yarn, secure the knot, and repeat the same process on your other side. A really important thing to mention is you need to connect your parts on the wrong side of your project, not on the good side. If you do this correctly, this is how your good side should look like. Moving on to connecting the sides. And here you just try this on and just see how wide you want your armholes to be. And for me, it was 13 rows, and what I did, I marked 13 rows on each side. For the slit, I left 5 rows on work. If you don't like the slit, you don't have to do this. To connect the sides, I'm using single crochets. You can use whatever technique you wish. I just like how single crochets look on the good side. You will see that later on. And I place 2 single crochets into each double crochet. And I also try to hold the yarn tail from the beginning so I don't have to weave it in later. So place 2 single crochets into each double crochet until you reach the marker, and when you reach the marker, place single crochet, chain 1, and fasten off, cut your yarn, and repeat exactly the same on the other side, so your sides are equal. And I want to show you how your good side would look like if you make this connecting part with single crochets. At this point we have our vest connected at the side, shoulder part and neck opening, so if you like the vest as it is now, you can wear it like it is, but if you want the ribbing, stay with me and let's make it. The ribbing I will now make will be the same for the neck, opening, armholes, and the bottom line. It will all be the same. You will chain 6, make 5 single crochets, and we will start from here. So after you connect your yarn, you chain 6 chains, then you will skip the first chain and into the second one you're going to make a single crochet, and you make 5 single crochets. Then we will go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the loops. After that we chain 1, turn the work and skip the first slip stitch, and again work 5 single crochets but into the back loops only to make the ribbing effect. And now as you go into the back loops and you make 5 single crochets into the back loop only, and you make your last 5th, you again chain 1, turn your work back, and repeat this process until you reach the start of the ribbing. So always count your 5 stitches, so you always have 5 and not more, not less, so your ribbing is the same length. When you reach the exact start of the ribbing, now we need to connect this together. And to do that, we're going to work into one loop of each side, so only one loop. Here's I'm showing you one loop and back loop from the next side. So go ahead and take 2 loops and pull up a loop and slip stitch, and you will make 4 more slip stitches to connect this, and you will finish your work. When you finish the neck ribbing, go ahead and make the ribbing for armholes the same way you did for the neck, and also we will make a ribbing for the bottom. It will be the same. The only difference, you don't have to connect the sides because you have the slit, so it will be the 2 separate ribbings for front and for back panel. I hope this tutorial was helpful and you will be able to make your crochet vest. I would love to see your finished piece, and feel free to tag me so I can see them. Anyways, if you are still here, thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more crochet tutorials.